Let's start internationally with what's happening today that you need to be aware of. The death toll in Italy is now more than 100. Can you believe that? All schools, all universities, they are closed, and sporting events in that country will go on, but fans will not be able to watch them live, at least for about a month. In the UK, a chief medical officer there says it's only a matter of time before the coronavirus becomes an epidemic in that country. Matt?
Yeah, now to the news here at home. Map here shows all the states that we'll show you in a minute that have confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Sadly, in Washington, the death toll continues to climb, jumping to 10 people today. And California is now reporting its first coronavirus-related death. So the quickly spreading COVID-19 impacting just about every sector of business right now, but maybe none more than global travel and tourism. Not as surprising. So a huge industry right here in Utah. CNN's Richard Quest shows us it's not just a problem for the big airlines.
The travel industry has faced many shocks of different types before, but this is something different.
The last time we've seen anything close to this was post 9/11.
It's the range and scale of industry that's truly worrying. Think about it. It's more than just planes and trains. It's the hotels where we stay, the restaurants we dine at, the credit cards we use for expenses. Giant companies like Nestle and Unilever and AT&T, parent company of this network, have restricted almost all business travel. And massive trade shows like Mobile World Congress have been cancelled, along with even travel trade shows such as ITB. It's creating a cascading threat to the travel industry and the millions of people who depend on it.
If there's nobody traveling on planes, there's nobody staying in hotels. If no one's staying in hotels, no one's going to restaurants, no one's using taxi cabs, Ubers, chauffeured cars, or anything else. Everything kind of stops, and that's the problem.
This is what the impact of coronavirus looks like on Chinese airspace. Busy routes disappeared altogether at the height of the outbreak as travellers stayed home. Now, major European and transatlantic routes are also being cancelled because of falling demand. All told, IATA says it will cost airlines more than $29 billion this year.
It is not good. I'm talking to people who say that this is the worst crisis for airlines since at least 2008 and maybe post 9/11. People right now don't want to travel.
The cruise industry has been particularly hard hit. Last month, thousands of people were confined on board 2 cruise ships amid fears of spreading the virus. Coronavirus was detected on only one of the ships. There are fresh restrictions as companies deny boarding to passengers deemed at risk. Cruise line share prices have tumbled heavily. And some countries are turning ships away from ports that rely on the constant flow of tourists. So look at the effects on some of the major players across 3 areas. Cruise lines, Carnival, straight the way down. United Airlines, with all those Asian routes out of the West Coast, also a big faller. And the largest hotel group in the world, Marriott, have seen some very serious falls, down some 21%.
This is a new twist. It's the black swan that landed on your lawn. Nobody ever wants the black swan showing up, but we had one show up. But you know, the world is resilient. Humans are resilient. There's always a solution. It's just a matter of how much time is it going to take to find the solution that's necessary.
The travel and tourism industry is huge. It's estimated 10% of the global workforce is in some way connected to travel and tourism. So with all its vulnerabilities, the industry is worried but well practiced at dealing with crises. Richard Quest, CNN, New York.
Richard, thank you. Let's bring it just a little bit closer to home. Tourism and travel, well, we know it. It's big business here in Utah. Nearly a $10 billion industry. But as news specialist Jed Bull reports, experts today are contemplating what impact the coronavirus could have on the critical cash cow for our state.
It's Tourism Day here up at the Capitol, where the governor and the director of the Office of Tourism are meeting with tourism leaders from across the state. One of the things that they're talking about this year is the impact of the coronavirus and how that may impact the $10 billion Utah tourism industry. The governor says it's still too early to tell what kind of bite it will take out of those profits, but it definitely will have an impact. Obviously, flights have stopped coming in from China.
Clearly, the coronavirus issue, COVID-19, is going to have a dampening effect on tourism travel. The uncertainty of it right now is really going to stop people from coming. So we'll have to see what happens over the next 6 months.
A decade ago, the Chinese ranked 11th for visitors coming to our state. As of last year, they're now the second largest group of visitors to Utah. So we definitely need that tourism. It remains to be seen specifically how long that impact will affect our tourism here in Utah. For KSL Plus, I'm Jed Bowl reporting.
Jed, thank you. And one silver lining that may impact your budget: with fewer people traveling, the global demand for oil is down, particularly in China, which is the second largest oil consumer in the world. So what does that mean for us? Well, it means the price at the pump is also falling. The average price for a gallon of gas is down 6 cents over the past week. It's now at $2.41.